And Semin just mentioned they're currently using the Jupyter Notebook, ecstatic about the course, already enrolled, definitely going to have a great time with the course. And Semin, I've just added the Python as well. So that's obviously a lot more extensive. You get a bit of Python in the machine learning course, but then there's the full Python course, which will give you a lot more in-depth and skills around Python, as well as 10 application projects. So free access to both of those courses are in the chat. And Semin, as always, would love a rating and a review on the course so that we get your feedback, so that Digital Regenesis can keep making these awesome courses, and so that other students can see your comments on the landing page and get an idea of the value that you've got from the course. There was another great question here. This was Himal Mystery there, just saying, currently working on a system to collect data from a people based on a problem. However many people have the same problem, not too sure of that. Can Python be used to sort through the data? Now, Terence, you touched on this idea of data management, so data pre-processing, visualization, and storage, etc. Maybe just go into the link again between data and Python and what that can accomplish to help Himal here. But I would suggest, Himal, once again, that you go through both of our courses, because we have extensive data management and data processing lessons in both courses. Obviously, the one is more applied to the machine learning side of things, but there is extensive training on that in both those courses. But Terence, your thoughts on this question?
So from what I'm gathering from this question is the people that you are taking the data from have a specific issue. So can Python be used to solve it? So Python is basically just our language. So it's the way that we speak to the data to ask it, what's going on. So what we would have is a database, which is where your information is going to be stored, and we pull that data, and we use Python to say, okay, we want to do this kind of predictive analysis, we want to do this kind of statistical analysis, we want to do this kind of, whatever you want to do with the data, you're going to use Python to speak to, as Semin said, he's using Anaconda. So in this case, yes, you're going to be using Anaconda. So on Anaconda, you're going to speak to Anaconda to say what you want to do with the data. And that's as simple as it gets, is you're going to be using Python to speak, and the code will do the rest. You're going to get an output coming out from that, which is hopefully going to be answering the question of, why is the issue occurring, or what other variables could be causing the issue. I don't really know what's going on with your people, but yes, the Python is the language that we use to communicate between the database and the output, basically.
So Terence, if I could put it in even maybe sort of dumber terms, we use a human language, so if you were doing research on people, you would interview somebody to ask them something. Now we're using Python to speak to a database or the source of data from which we want to learn something. I mean, is it as simple enough explanation that sort of suffices for people to understand it? And I guess the value of Python then, because of its familiarity with English, it's not a massive jump for people to learn Python, but then they're using their knowledge of the English language to take advantage of value from the data, because obviously, unless you're doing a text to a speech to Python conversion, you can code in Python to get the value from the data. I mean, is that basically, in layman's terms, I guess, sort of how you would answer that as well?
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's just a language that we use to process it. Yeah, exactly that.